Hi, everyone. This is Ms. Bastoni. I'm the school psychologist for the Upper Lake School District. So, sending you guys all a shout as we're all isolated in each of our homes. And so, just want to want you all to know that all of us staff are still thinking of you and thinking of ways to support and encourage you. So, we have some suggestions for you. And I'm just going to throw these things out here and give you some things to think about to help you guys and encourage you along the way. I think one of the things that makes this time really hard is that not being in school and going to school every day probably feels for a lot of us like it's just a long weekend, or it feels like summer vacation. And it's hard then to focus on things, schoolwork, when it just feels like a weekend or summer. So one of the things I wanted to give you encouragement about is to set some goals for you. We're not sure how long this time away from school is going to last. So it's important to, when we get to the end of it, to say, this is what I accomplished when you got to the end of it. And so I'd say set some goals for yourself. What do you want to accomplish in this time? And what do you want to come back to school with, having in hand, say, I did this, I accomplished this, I finished this. And so that's one of the first things I want to encourage you to do, is to come up with some goals for yourself to help you basically have your life turn out the way you want to. Where are you trying to get in life? That's a big question. So anyway, starting with my first suggestion, setting goals is huge. So goals should be broken down into pieces. So you've got your long-term goals, which is where you want to end up in life. And then you've got your shorter-term goals to help. And these are the goals that help you accomplish your bigger goal. So for instance, somebody who wants to go to college needs to, for instance, graduate from high school. That's a shorter term goal. And in order to graduate from high school, they need to pass all their classes and get all their credits and have the good enough grades for college. So those are the smaller goals to help you accomplish the bigger goal, for example. So all of us need to do that in order to get where we want to go in life. So that's my first thing, is think about for yourself, where am I trying to get to? Why am I doing this school thing? And what do I need to do in school to help me get to my bigger goal, my career that I want to do, the tech school I want to get into, whatever it is, whatever your goal is, school's going to help you, and graduating from high school is going to be one of those. So the first thing, obviously I said, was to go ahead and set some goals for yourself and then break it down into smaller chunks about how you're going to accomplish this goal. Even if it's like, oh, I'm going to get better grades, that doesn't happen just by thinking about it. I'm going to get good grades. Think about it a whole bunch, and then it happens. The magic doesn't work like that. And it really comes down to, how am I going to accomplish my goals? If I want to get good grades, what do I have to do? You have to put the time in, you have to put the effort in, you have to open your books, you have to log on, you have to decide to step away from whatever else is distracting you or pulls at your attention, and have the strength to go, no, not now, that's for later, and choose your time to focus on the things that you need to do to accomplish your goals. So that's one of the first things, is to just think about your goals and what are the smaller goals that you could be doing during this time away from school to help you accomplish your overall goals. The other suggestion I have is about structure. Structure is the framework around your ideas of your goals. And as I said, it doesn't help to just think about your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. That doesn't make it happen. It's the structure that you create and the actions that you take that actually are going to make your goals achievable for you. And so that's the other thing, is to just create some structure for yourself, create a timetable for what you're going to do when, and keep yourself accountable. Keep checking in with that. And I'm going to spend this much amount of time on history. I'm going to spend this much amount of time on English every day. Even though we're not in school, try to train yourself to still think like a student and act like a student as much as you need to during your school day. And then another big tip for you guys, we're always asking teenagers to make good decisions, and I feel like teenagers can make good decisions when we give them good information. So my last thought thought for you is to think about how much sleep you're getting. So this is not intended to be a lecture. It's not about that. It's information. So everybody's trying to get 8 hours of sleep, but researchers have found 8 hours of sleep is how much adults need. But they found that children and teens actually need more like 10 hours of sleep at night because there's so much physical growth going on. There's so much brain development. Brains are under construction probably till about 21, 22 years of age. So the best way to support yourself is to get good sleep at night. 10 hours of sleep is what you guys are trying to achieve. Ideally, if you're getting enough sleep at night, you'll actually wake up before your alarm clock goes off on a school day if you're sleeping a regular school night. So that's kind of your tip. But if regularly your alarm's going off and you're like, oh, it's so hard to get up, that's an indication that you haven't gotten enough sleep and your brain hasn't kind of finished its night work. So that's my other suggestion for you, is to try and not let yourself get into too wonky a schedule, staying up late at night watching movies and doing all sorts of other things that involve screen time or whatever else. Try and experiment and see how much more productive you are the next day in terms of your focus, your concentration, your ability to remember the things you've been studying and learning. Should improve and should be at their best when you're getting enough sleep at night. Okay, so those are some suggestions for you. I wish each of you the best in your striving toward your goals, and hopefully we'll be able to bring more videos to you with more ideas and suggestions. Everybody keep well.